Alright, Hangouts Live. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. This is another edition of Hong Kong House of Cards. Tonight we have Jonathan of the Changeling is summoning some mages to talk to about stuff. So everybody's meeting at Riker's Bar, which is a warded neutral ground. And we'll go ahead and start with go ahead and set the scene for us, Joey, for Jonathan.
Okay, well, he would have had one of the separate rooms booked, and it would have some chairs set up, just generally kind of set up for a meeting, and then he would have asked Riker to have some of his bouncers guarding the door, so nobody can get in once the meeting starts.
Okay.
And he'd be sitting in there waiting.
All right, so Michael, with his propensity to be early, or is he actually going to come in the Mage Mobile?
Michael, yeah, will probably be early. That's kind of his shtick.
Well, I guess Sin and Arthur will roll up in the Mage Mobile.
Yep. Arthur, Jason is going to go up the Mage Mobile. Michael's going to be there early.
These guys own moped. Me.
Yeah.
Well, excuse me for trying to carpool and save some gas.
Well, I didn't. You guys are usually fashionably late, so.
I've arrived right on time for a given definition of right on time.
A wizard is never early or late. He rises precisely when he intends to.
Exactly.
And I precisely intend to show up 15 minutes early, so.
Regardless. Hey, I need your measurements real quick, Michael.
Why?
Because I'm making non-denominational gift-giving sweaters for you and Arthur.
Sweaters.
Yes, sweaters.
Aww.
Are they going to be like, the sweaters that your grandparents get you during Christmas, and then you quietly say, "Oh, this is a wonderful gift," and then put it back into the box and keep on the shelf for the rest of eternity?
Well, no, because I have a sense of fashion and style, unlike most grandparents.
Well, I am here if you need measurements.
He'll take out his little tape measure and start getting all the measurements and jotting them down. Okay, cool.
So, let's go find Jonathan since he decided to call this meeting of the minds.
Yeah.
Figure out what the hell he's after.
It says ho 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 on it with a Christmas tree.
I have a sweater that has Grumpy Cat that says ho ho no.
All right. So we, the three amigos, as it were, the mage venue.
I don't know how I'll be here.
You could be already there with Jonathan. You're both in the same house.
Yeah, but I don't talk to him.
Maybe you should more often.
Why? Fine. I guess Des will, for some reason, be with Jonathan.
Okay. Well,
No,
he's
glad.
sitting there.
Seems like I decided because everybody just stopped for a moment.
He didn't lag on our side.
Okay.
You notice, when you guys walk in, you notice he does have a sword belted on his hip. Now,
Arthur's going to look at that like, are you expecting shit? Because I didn't come for shit.
he'll just kind of gesture at the chairs when you guys walk in.
Arthur will go ahead and sit down.
Jason will spin his around and straddle it like a douchebag.
And Michael will just take a seat.
So, what prompted this magical mystery tour?
I was speaking with one on my house, and I believe I may have a solution somewhat to the problem of the technocratic station called Deepwater.
Keep in mind, you do have another changeling in the room with you.
Okay.
Wait,
That's
you're
for you.
wounded, not Pooka. Never mind, I am stupid.
You, on the other hand, having the changeling in the room, the need to
the hell's your
Me.
DJ?
Yeah, DJ.
DJ. Never mind. Continue.
Or is it OB? I can't remember which of those two.
And some of our kind have the ability to transport things instantaneously without being affected by paradox like you mages would be. If we can discover the wards around Deepwater and possibly weaken them long enough for one of us to transport something down there, we could possibly destroy the station.
Okay,
It's not
let me
go-
explain to you why
it's
that's
not-
a bad idea. Real quick. First of all, they ward everything. We're talking total reality containment. Second of all, we don't really know where it is or what it looks like. And from what I understand of some of your powers, you actually have to understand that to get your power to work that way. Third of all, we would have to be close enough to the place to either touch it or have line of sight of it to try to weaken the wards, which would put us in the position of getting killed if our powers actually worked inside of that reality show.
I'll
Other
just
than
kind
that,
of
great
look at Arthur.
Other than that, great plan.
Since nobody else was trying to solve the issue, I assumed I would at least attempt to.
Oh no, everyone's trying. It's just nobody has a really good idea.
Short of blowing the place up.
Right.
Question-ish kind of hypothesis here. Let's assume that we get the hardest part taken care of, that whole, ward thing. Where is our technocratic double agent?
Yeah, I haven't
Awesome.
seen Trebuchet in a while.
Yeah,
I
it's been
haven't
like a
either.
month, I think. Roundabouts.
That
Yeah.
would be rather accurate.
It was actually, if I remember correctly, before the temple was attacked by Myrmidian suits.
So yeah,
Last time
roundabout.
he had a scene was on Halloween.
So two, almost.
Month and a half. Because if I remember correctly our gifts, which I may not, wouldn't it be that he could get in, weaken the thingy, the whatever magic thing, and we could use him as a focus point to flash in?
I mean, it's possible, but yeah,
Well,
there raises the problem he may not have clearance for that area, because technocracy is weird, and
Well, it would be nice to know this for sure, but as has been so keenly put, we haven't seen him in a month and a half.
Well, the one thing that I've been able to determine from the data spiders is that it's not a place that the technocratic agents willingly sign up to be sent to.
kind of a reassigned to Antarctica kind of deal.
Yeah, or Siberia, or what have you.
So that's probably what happened to him. Oh, he was a good agent.
Well,
If he's a double agent, would he really be a good agent?
he'd be trying his best to be a good agent. I don't know enough about the technocrats to know what would be expected of a double agent.
There's just not a lot of good ways of going about this.
Would not Countess Pelagia know? Because wasn't it built on top of her village? She would know the location of her village at least.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't
but there's-
actually seen her
Yeah,
around
when
either.
was the last time we saw Croatia?
You know, even if we'd seen her recently, there's the issue of getting down there, because I'm pretty sure, isn't it somewhere in the Mariana Trench?
Yeah. Considering the fact that there is a very high possibility that an elder old god is sleeping there.
Oh, we should call him Jacob then. He might know something.
Yeah, let's send Lovecraft after Cthulhu. That might actually work.
That might actually draw some results, I suppose. Not the best ones necessarily.
Yeah.
Be entertaining at least.
Let's try not to waken let's try not to wake up Cthulhu, because we don't want Relia rising out of the deep.
You
I
could
think
just
Cthulhu's
wake
a
up
bit more
Cthulhu
north
and have him
or south.
remember.
I don't remember. It's been a while.
Have one disastrous world-ending event and trade it for another disastrous world-ending event.
Yeah. At least he's not warded. Is he?
Which raises a point.
Considering the fact that he's considered the ancient god of dreams, that may be really bad for you, Des, and for you, Jonathan.
Meh.
Look at those digging. Oh, there's so many fucking Lovecraftian gods.
Yeah, we should ask Jacob. I bet he knows them all by heart.
Wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, short of like hijacking the technocrats' own supply of toys and throwing them down there, it's not very feasible.
Couldn't we simply locate one of their... Surely they have to take supplies down there sometime. Couldn't we locate where they're getting these supplies down there? And use that to transport something, a plague perhaps, or something down there?
That's the kind of thing they're going to keep super secret. I mean, theoretically possible, but...
We'd
So
have
we
to-
still need an agent on the inside.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't know about you, but when I'm in a war, I don't like to let the other guys know that, hey, this is exactly when I go and get my food.
Yeah. The one thing would be, considering the fact that the mages in the city are too well known because of dumb shit that's been happening, we have to deal with the fact that any of us that goes in there trying to become a double agent is going to get heavily reconditioned. We're talking, yeah, Arthur Wainwright won't exist anymore. It'll be some douche nozzle.
At which point we're not a double agent anymore, we're just an agent.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
you mages not create new life and new minds at higher levels of power?
You can make us.
Yeah, if we get powerful enough, but we're not that powerful. I can heal people. I can cause changes in simple and complex forms. I cannot generate a super virus that's going to infect someplace that's about 30,000 miles underneath the surface of the ocean.
It might be a better idea if this is such a strong point. Why are we attacking them where they're at their strongest? I mean, don't they have other facilities around here? One's dealing with more pressing matters like the wall.
Yeah, the Taiwan location and the Korean location, both of them are wall support structures.
If we get that down and get that out of the way, they're just floating out there in the big blue yonder. They may just give up on it altogether.
Well, we don't know how they're getting supplies there either. I doubt very much that it's, being sent down by submersible unless it's, Void Engineer one that can pass through reality. I don't know. There's so many things we've thought about, so many different ways of doing it.
Do we have a location of any other of their facilities? Any of these wall facilities exactly?
Not exactly. I know where the emanations are coming from. I would have to get there into that city where they're at and track them from there, based upon ley line reconditioning.
Why hasn't anyone attempted to do this yet?
Because we've had too much other shit to deal with. Getting arrested, the assault on the temple, bullshit going on with the different houses.
Funnily enough, once you play with a rattlesnake long enough, it lunges back at you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jonathan just starts stroking his chin, kind of thinking it over.
Arthur's gonna take out a blunt and light it up. And he's gonna offer one to everybody else. Except Michael, because he respects Michael's boundaries.
Invasion has kind of declined for now, but
Guess we'll take it and pocket it, just like every other time.
Yep.
I have a stash.
See, this is the time when I actually miss having a Horizon Chantry to call upon.
That is something we should work on. Aside from the, I mean, not necessarily where it is, but a chantry in general. I mean, the only one I know of is possibly the Order of Hermes one, but I mean, it's all NPCs.
Yeah, well,
I've heard there's a classic one too somewhere around, but
yeah. My sanctum's kind of small to become a chantry, but we can work towards making it one. It's just that all the houses around me are bought out, and we can't really connect them.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to me the problem is none of us have the resources necessary to mount an attack this. None of the houses have the clout they need to get anything done.
Yeah, that's really true. Because the majority of us stick out like a sore thumb. All it takes is one of those guys popping a button on their mirror shades, and they know exactly what you are.
Not to mention that a lot of the places we hang out at are well known by them, especially here. They just have to sit in front of the door and just wait and see who goes in and out.
And the fact that Dextra put up biometric scanners that are not closed circuit systems. I'd like to know how she gets away with hacking the technocracy or technocratic related affiliations.
Do you think they're letting her?
I think it's possible.
That's a problem.
Yeah. But it's not something I really want to focus on right now. If there is a way to get inside deep water without having to use ways that will get us killed, it's going to be Nick Trebuchet is going to know. And the fact that we haven't seen him in a while makes me very nervous. Especially since most of the times when he's around, we either get arrested or attacked by the technocracy, or the technocracy find a place and blow it to hell. Why do you think I've never brought Nick to my sanctum?
I thought it was just because he's kind of a dick.
Well, that too. But I mean, you know, I don't want. I'm sure the technocrats know where I live, but they don't know it's a node, and I prefer to keep it that way.
Yeah.
We'll have to. We can't call on allies from outside the city to attempt to work externally to aid it.
Yeah, except for the fact that the council is not supposed to be known outside the city.
That's what he said. You can't.
Oh, okay, I thought you said we could. Oh, never mind.
No, he said we can't.
Okay. Then say that. Yeah, because it would be really awesome if I could get my hands on a couple of archmages and we could just, you know, rip the fucking thing out of the Tellurian and toss it into the abyss. Because if it's an archmage, they don't fucking care about that reality counseling stuff. They fuck with that shit on a daily basis. It's too bad we don't know a marauder. We could just, you know, put him in a box and shove him down the deep water and have them deal with the fucker. Could you imagine how fucked those guys would be if all of a sudden they started getting hit by Paradox?
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Jonathan is literally, he's getting a headache. He just starts rubbing his forehead. And
What's wrong, man?
there's no way to solve this. We can't solve it on our own. We can't. Our best chance is to bide our time and grow in power. And the longer we wait, the more the technocracy worried.
Well, there is
Decides
still.
to do something about it.
Well, if the other places are as weak as the national security building as far as the wall support systems, we could just port a bunch of GRU in there and let them go apeshit. That's what Adam did last time. Or Phoenix, or whatever the hell he's calling himself now.
Calling him
I'd be
Phoenix.
wary of those suits, though. They aren't easy to take down.
Yeah, didn't they have Dexter to help out with that? Which still, I don't understand how she was able to affect one of those systems. They don't even work on the same operating level. Unless it was a dumbed down version, which, okay, that
I
works.
do not. That's way beyond my aptitude.
Yeah, don't we have a couple of high-level technomagic users in the city?
Only one I knew about was Trebuchet, but you said there was an adept, wasn't there?
Yeah, I got told an adept came into the city. And then I also heard about this guy that came in to Solificati, but he knows something about it too. I need to start meeting these people. We need to actually pool our resources and figure out what the fuck we're able to do.
Yeah.
And lately, my avatar's been poking me a lot, so I think I'm about due for a seeking. If that happens, and I fuck it up, and I get sent to a quiet, you guys are gonna have to fucking get me out.
Please don't.
Just saying.
Yeah.
At least it wouldn't be a time-based quiet. That shit's... From what the cultists told me, that shit's horrible.
But they suddenly think they're in the 1950s or something.
Yeah, or they actually get stuck in the 1950s, but only in a delusional state, and they're sitting in a corner, drooling, crapping themselves, pissing themselves, and unable to move.
That sounds like hell for your average cultist. Not the crapping and pissing themselves, but more so the being in the 1950s part.
Simpler time, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have some good ideas, we just don't have the magical ability to pull it off.
Yeah.
Just call the Adhene down upon them.
Call the what?
Reawaken the Fomori upon them.
No.
No.
No. That's akin to summoning Cthulhu. Besides, there's multiple different types of Fomori, and if you pull up the warm ones, we're fucked.
The Tuatha De
Fomori
Danann
are
have
just
not been
bad
seen in
news anyway.
centuries.
Okay, you both talked at once. Couldn't get it.
What I missed, I went all fast.
If you're talking about the ancient Fomors that Cuchulainn died trying to stop, then that would be akin to us waking up Cthulhu and him calling Nyarlathotep and Aboleth in, and us getting pwned.
I'm sorry, I didn't even hear what you said.
I said that if you're talking about the ancient Fomors that Cuchulainn stopped, that would be akin to us summoning Cthulhu, having him wake up Nyarlathotep and Aboleth and Dagon and possibly Shub-Niggurath, and us all getting pwned in the face.
Add a character, Shub-Niggurath would be our one hope, because she's the one that can be negotiated with to fight her children. So that would be in our favor if they did that. And I don't know outside of character, I have no clue which Fomori you're talking about. I don't know if you were talking about the same ones or not.
I was talking to in ancient Celtic religion, the Fomors were the creatures that were destroyers.
Mm-hmm.
Cuchulainn was the chosen hero who stopped them.
Yeah, I was talking about the ones. Those are. I think we're talking about the same ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we're talking about changeling ones, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
the one
which
that Michael would be talking about is the Guru side of that. The Bane possessed, and he's like, no!
However, based upon the fact that the Fomor were almost godlike, Arthur's equating that to waking up Cthulhu, having him wake up a couple of elder gods, and everybody getting owned in the face.
Note
I
to
mean,
self, do not joke about summoning Fomori in game.
yeah, especially around Guru, because that will get you ripped off. That'll get parts of you ripped off, like your lips, your arms, your nutsack, your head, things like that.
If they can make that nice willpower 10 willpower roll to come near me.
Why are you using? That's right. You have Sovereign too.
Yeah, there's a group of out of character. There's a group of Shi who actually in the Dark Ages used Sovereign to get a Fenris around like horses in battle. They literally saw the Get a Fenris, went, we like these ponies, used Sovereign on them and rode them around into battle.
That is the most horrifying thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Anyway, back in character. So yeah, let's not summon something equate to an elder god and expect it to play nice. I mean, I did kind of joke about summoning Luna, but no. Well, just no. And if I were to summon Clashing Boom Boom, all he would do is turn and attack me because he's a Weaver Spirit. Undying will absolutely not have any part in causing any pain to anybody ever. Who does that leave? There's no Get a Fenris in the city, so no one's summoning Fenris. There's no Wendigo in the city, so we're not summoning Wendigo.
Why would you want to summon either of those to begin with?
Because if we can
Wendigo
summon
eats his own children. I wouldn't want to summon Wendigo.
Well, no, I'm just talking about the biggest, baddest combat-oriented spirits out there. Those are the two that pop to mind. But that typically involves a lot of pain unless the appropriate guru are involved. Yeah. And even then, we'd have to find a way to summon them directly into deep water and then watch the hilarity ensue. Or watch them get transformed into Weaver drones and then we're all fucked.
That would be bad. Hey, Tribal Totem gets turned into a Weaver spirit. Bad days for all.
Exactly.
So who are the mages responsible for this? Yeah, we're gonna need to have a talk with them. Where'd those mages go? Don't worry about it. They decided to go home.
Forever.
Well, it was worth a try. I'm simply going to focus on rallying my court so they can actually do something instead of dealing with petty creatures like that. Adam, I believe his name was, that I saw at the last council meeting.
Now there's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, now he's calling himself Phoenix. By the way, why hasn't Phoenix actually shown up and bitch slapped him for that?
Probably got better things to do.
Yeah. I don't know if there's still a silver pack running around, but he tends to follow them.
Either way, that one is going to need to be talked to when he gets back in town. And Jonathan grins, and it's not a very nice grin.
Yeah, because people talking to him
actually, with him.
Well, yeah, because talking to him always works. Always works.
It's clearly worked so far.
I don't even want to deal with the inter-house matters that have been dredged up by situations.
Yeah.
concerning that.
It's the only way we're going to finish this. If the houses keep making issues with one another, then we might as well just give up and walk into the technocracy's offices, are unarmed and surrendering.
Well, then be glad you haven't heard the latest news of the most recent branch of stupidity.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
What happened here?
Oh, House of Staves and the House of Swords.
Yeah.
What did they do? What did the Nightwalkers do?
Oh, it's not what the Nightwalkers did. It's what the Guru
That's what
did.
the House of Staves did.
No, I think it's what
And
the House
what
of
did
Swords
they do?
did, from what I understand.
It could go either way, honestly. Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of which, and he'll kind of walk out of the room for a bit and then walk back in a couple minutes later. Sorry, I had to settle with that real quick.
No problem.
See, I expected it to take another couple months before the House of Swords and the House of Staves got into it, but
Yeah.
Do you know, have they resolved whatever issue they are going on about? No.
Probably
I
not.
have no idea, and quite frankly, considering how the House of Staves tends to hold grudges till like no tomorrow, I'm sure you can relate, he says with a little bit of a grin. Knowing that sometimes that's how that works for the fair folk.
Well, considering the fact the one vampire among them that actually goes out and helps other members of other houses and actually keeps his word on certain shit, considering the fact that a guru just dusted him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the speaker seemed kind of pissed about the whole thing.
Well,
Just
yeah,
texted me the other night.
apparently he was her beat switch.
Or what now?
Beat stick. He was
Oh.
the guy that she sends out to solve problems.
Ah, well, that makes sense.
Then, and then the guru apparently called foul on it, so whatever. It's
Yeah, called foul on the fact that one of theirs killed one of the vampires.
Jonathan is rubbing his forehead now. I don't... Children. That's all he says is children.
You're still new to the city, right, Jonathan?
Yes.
Alright, pretty much everybody that is in this room, except for a safe few, are complete and total idiots, and you'd be pissed off just not associating with them.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't met any of the new vampires. I don't think there are any new vampires besides the guy I saw at the council meeting. But
I don't keep track of them very well.
Dracula-looking motherfucker?
yeah, the guy that looks like he's, steampunkish.
I did trying way too hard.
It happens.
If all else fails, we will simply return in another 100 years or so and try again.
In another 100 years, just so you have an idea, the technocrats have advanced from being a house of enlightenment and reasoning on science to this in about 400 or 500 years. That's about how long it took. By the time you come back, you may not be able to re-enter this world.
Then they will die in the dreaming, and their nightmares will forever haunt it.
That assumes that the barrier between the spirit world and this world, or the dream world and this world, isn't completely walled off by then.
Yeah, or that they haven't come in while you guys were sleeping and torched your entire domain.
Plus, they got drugs for that kind of thing nowadays.
Yeah.
Those fucking progenitors, man.
They got drugs for everything, from what I understand. Stuff that I can't even touch, and stuff that's apparently better than what I make.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I know. Well, they're better at the life sphere than I am. Even though they don't call it life sphere, they call it the enlightened science of giving life. Even the way they name shit is boring as hell.
Yeah, it is.
Let's take a guy, put him in a black suit, give him mirror shades and a black bowler hat. What are we gonna call him? We're gonna call him Man in Black.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Des, you're being quiet.
I was playing chess.
Oh.
Yeah,
just
she
feel-
has a distinct reluctance for sacrificing pieces when it would even when it would benefit her.
Did I win?
Well, actually, out of character, I'm kind of curious because she just found out Julian died.
Yeah.
On the other side, we can always just wait 10 years and hope a meteor will hit the planet and wipe us all out.
Why wait 10 years and hope for that when we can wait 10 years and actually do that?
By that time, the consensus may have restructured the DeLorean so much that we couldn't even do that. I mean, just from my own personal understanding, have you noticed how much improvements they've made in the past 20 years compared to where they were about 25 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Add a character, I'm finding this highly ironic right now because you're talking about like technology and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of finding it ironic that we're playing a role-playing game over the internet complaining about the technology.
It usually gets brought up at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if I were to say one thing that occurred in the past 20, 25 years that could have some bearing on this is the fact that we lost Horizon. Just kind of putting it out there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me.
Then it seems this world is destined to end.
Not necessarily.
There's always, hope, if you know where to find it. No, aren't you Faith supposed to be all about hope and further creation?
We are of dreams. Not all dreams are happy.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Maniacs and
Says three
dreams of-
characters with nightmares.
Actually,
No,
actually,
Jason
only
doesn't
two
have
of you have
nightmares.
nightmares.
No, Jason doesn't have nightmares. Jason
Oh,
has
well, never
PTSD,
mind.
but he doesn't
and,
have nightmares.
and Arthur has flashbacks, not nightmares.
So
but-
three flavors of bad.
Yeah.
Pretending to be
exactly.
reality.
Yeah. Well, considering what I've run into in my life, I could think of worse things than becoming a technocratic recondition.
Yeah, me too.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I know it's hard to believe, but there are a lot worse things out there. Like,
Yeah.
when we're allying with technocrats to deal with this shit, it's pretty fucking bad.
Dude,
Yeah. There's only
what
been
about the
two.
banalities?
Well,
I mean, banalities doesn't really hit us as hard, or at all, really. I mean, I guess it really sucks for you. It would really suck for you, but,
In a different way.
Yeah.
Not in the same way.
Right.
well, I'm referring more to, the things that almost happened to me. Things that I've actually allied with the technocracy before to fight. If that ever happened to me, I would hope you guys would not only kill me, but go me at the same time.
Well, hopefully you don't get into trouble before we can actually help you on this second part of that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. So, anybody want to go get drunk?
Yeah, sure.
I think I will have to abstain from that one. You had
Sorry, man.
guys had fun.
What are you gonna do?
I might
can-
head
You sure you don't want me to get you a vanilla cherry Coke?
back. I suppose.
All right. So, Jonathan, is there anything else you want to talk about, or can we all go get wasted?
I don't care. I'm going to go out and look for some technocrats. Follow.
Don't poke
I'll
them.
be ill-advised. Very
Looking for
ill-advised.
trouble is not a good idea, especially with them.
Yeah, considering the fact that what happened when I ran into that Gabriel fuck, and he decided, oh, I'm not going to run from the black car with the guys with mirror shades getting out. I'm going to casually stroll away. And then when they attack him, he kills them all in open view of other people.
I never said I was going to attack them.
No, but if you do see the technocrats, and they do see you, run the fuck away. Don't think you can, lottie freaking nonchalantly get away from them. Fucking idiot.
At that, he narrows his eyes at you. At Arthur. Oh, excuse me, what did you call me?
Not you, Gabriel. Like I
Alright.
said, me and Fang found Gabriel near the old National Security Building. The technocrats showed up because apparently I'm on a watch list or something like that. Me and Fang ran the fuck away. Gabriel didn't. Gabriel got jumped by 4 guys with high-powered weapons. We came back to help, and Gabriel killed them all. Because Gabriel decided to nonchalantly walk away instead of running away. Therefore, his respect for human life is apparently nil.
I simply wanted to see if they were in the area so I could warn you
Just
on
from
your
my
way home.
interaction with him, I think he has a general disrespect, not just for human life, for anyone in general, but does not follow his mindset.
Man, he's gonna get his fucking shit right real quick when everyone gets tired of his shit.
I don't know if you were there, Jason, the night when we first met Mr. Trebuchet, and he was speaking authoritatively to me as if he had by some right, say as to what actions I would and would not take.
See, clearly I wasn't, because you know me. I would have just bitch slapped him right then and there and told him
Yeah.
to shut the fuck up.
I was
Shit you
there.
don't know about.
Anyway, Jonathan, we appreciate it, but we're better off with that. Here's the thing. If you can see them, more than likely they can see you. Not necessarily with their own eyes, but with their access to every security feed in the area. I don't want to see you get, killed or taken and reconditioned, because that would probably end really
I'm gonna
badly.
roll changeling lore because I want to use a word and get away with it.
Okay,
Oh, boo! Go away, one. Go away.
that
No
sucks.
one likes you. The word starts with a D.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You could have always just spent a willpower on that.
I can't spend it retroactively.
Yeah. Besides, I don't.
The
Yeah, you
old
could've-
mage books let you do it, and I always
Yeah.
thought that was bullshit.
Yeah, it really was. I was gonna say, well, depending on the edition, but no.
Yeah.
All I can say is that with as much as you don't like banality, you don't want to get close to them, and you do not want their hands on you. It would be like me walking up to a paradox spirit and poking it repeatedly.
With, a stick that's like very large, on fire, in the middle of a crowd of normal people.
That's also sharpened. Yeah.
Yeah. That you just summoned out of your own ass.
Yeah, pretty much.
He'll kind of just shrug and he gets up. Goes, talks to the guards, and then the three of them walk off.
Arthur's gonna put out his blunt and he's gonna go downstairs and he's gonna go to the bar and order drinks. Who wants what?
Yes.
Vanilla cherry coke for Michael. I'm gonna do a triple threat. Jason's gonna have Scotch whiskey. Des, what do you want?
Don't tell Bosco that. He might get different impressions from the word triple threat.
Me, nothing.
Okay. Well, triple threat, from what I've always been told, it's 3 layers of alcohol. It's Jägermeister, then Orange Cointreau, then Midori Melon on top. And if you hit it all at once, it just slides right down.
To Bosco, a triple threat is a wrestling match where 3 wrestlers are involved.
Oh, okay.
What else would we-
Just add a character so you know, Brett. Jonathan is taking this pills, and
He's
they're
doing what?
basically just checking up on the wards, and then Jonathan's gonna head to the nearest trod
Okay.
and jump into the dreaming.
Okay. Wards are still in place. Anybody with any type of supernatural awareness, such as primal urge, kenning, etc., awareness, knows that they're in place. So at that point, Jonathan can jump into the trod. Just let me know if he's going to do anything having to do with the technocracy, because I can run that stuff, but anything having to do with wall facilities or deep water has to go through Ari.
He's basically just gonna meditate on the silver path is what he's gonna do.
Okay.
And maybe, I don't know, try and find some other changelings on the silver path.
We can always do things.
Yep.
Do things. Do things. Do things.
So Arthur's gonna knock his drink back, and then he's gonna order a 10th Dr. Sonic screwdriver. And
Jason will do the mandatory calling him a fucking nerd.
yeah, and Arthur will just say, "Yeah, nerd and proud." So, is there anything else anybody wants to do? Because it's 12:38. I was supposed to be asleep half an hour ago.
Not that I can think of.
I got nothing.
Okay. Don't be afraid to run scenes without an SC. Just make sure that any plot stuff, etc., etc. Thank you, players, for playing. We had no watchers, so you watchers can go F off. No, just kidding. We love
Watchers.
We love watchers,
I
especially
hate
ones
the
that watch
watchers.
after the fact.
I don't like players.
Yeah.
You mean players?
Players.
All right. Good night. This was an edition of House of Cards. I will be changing the title because Rule 7 Consequences Cannot Be Forgiven is a shitty title for this scene. And have a good night.